Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Dead by Daylight gameplay video. Today I'm going to be showing you some tricks and some tips and some advice for how to double pip with the Legion. Legion is one of the less powerful killers right now, as far as I can tell. Pretty dependent on add-ons, pretty perk dependent, and also dependent on the map to a degree as well. I'm going to go over some of that as we're kind of in the game, including the fact that you kind of want small maps. Maps that you can move fast between one space and another, and where survivors are close together. Close together survivors are good for you. But I do want to introduce y'all, before we get into the gameplay, to the perks. 100 Slot by 3. I take this over Ruin. I think this is a better overall perk than Ruin. Because people aren't incentivized to search for it right off the bat. They tend to allow it to accumulate a little bit first, unless they happen to find it. We don't have a lot of people searching for it. I tend to find that 100 slot by is great for slowing down the middle game, which is when I want it to be slow. The early game, maybe not so much. Rancor, you become obsessed with one particular survivor. Each time a generator is completed, you see your survivor obsession sees you for 5 seconds, and you see all survivors' locations for 3. Once all generators are completely repaired, the obsession is exposed and you can kill them with a Mori. I like Rancor. It's a good counter to D-Strike, which is what we're seeing a lot of right now, especially with the rank reset. It gives you the added benefit of when a generator is popped, you get to see all the survivors and the entire map. It's just like you don't see them moving, it just flashes. But it can be really useful if you've been tracking somebody, they're near you, and you've got the mend on them, but you've lost them, which happens quite a bit. And that might give you, at least where they are, if they're close by, you might be able to get over there and disrupt their mending and therefore get them down nice and easy. Modern Abuse, Legion's got a fairly small tear radius. Modern Abuse does well with killers that have a small tear radius. You get a lower tear radius when you're not in a chase. When you're in a chase, the tear radius is increased. Not a big deal there, it doesn't really make too much of a difference there, but your field of view is moderately increased, which is good for him when you're running around and you've hit somebody and it's showing you where the other survivors are. Being able to see a lot is better than only seeing a little. Not one of those killers that you can really just tunnel in on somebody. You have to kind of be aware, especially when you're in a frenzy, to see if you can put pressure elsewhere. Legion's all about pressure. Discordance 2. There's some other really good perks, by the way, that I would rather have for Legion, but I don't have them unlocked on him, and I don't really plan on playing him enough to go through all the blood points that would require at this time. Anytime 2 survivors or more are working on the same generator, the generator aura is highlighted in yellow for 10 seconds. Why do you want this? Because Legion wants to find people that are close to each other. That's when Legion does best. You can stack a whole bunch of mends on people. It keeps them off of generators, it injures them, it gets you the ability to make more movement across the ground because you're in a frenzy for longer, and then also it keeps them from doing rescues, or it's a pressure. It keeps pressure, which is good for any killer, very good for Legion. I've got 2 add-ons coming in today. Susie's Mixtape, which considerably increases Feral Frenzy movement speed, and a Merle Sketch, which moderately increases Feral Frenzy duration. There's some other really great add-ons for him. His main Fuming Mixtape is I'm not a big fan of it. But what I do like is this one, Filthy Blade, which increases the amount of time that survivors take to complete the mend action, as well as considerably increase the amount of damage applied to a survivor's deep wound timer while attacking in Feral Frenzy. This is also a good one as well. Stab a Wound Study considerably decreases the deep wound timer of all survivors. Basically, if you mix either one of these guys with Frankie's Mixtape, it makes it so that you can hit people twice, they're nearly downed already, and then if they lose you even for a couple seconds, they're immediately pretty much at the bottom of that mend timer, and you can put a lot of pressure on people with that. The trade-off with using those guys is you don't have the increased movement speed or the duration, and duration and movement speed means that you can get 2 more survivors while in a frenzy. Stack your deep wounds as much as possible. That is the key. That's what you need to do with Legion. We're gonna talk more about that coming up right here. Let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty, let's get in. Let's get in. Alright. Perfect. Some extra blood points for lots of people. Lots of extra blood points. Alright, so basically the goal that we're going to be pursuing with this here gentleman, the Legion, gentlewoman, gentle person, is, I don't think, I only have the main alpha right now, is hit as many people as often as possible. And I think that this is kind of sort of the way to play this guy. Girl, this individual, is to basically try and just keep pressure as much as possible in as many ways as possible. He does seem to be very highly map dependent, and I'm going to keep saying he, by the way, because that's the version of this character that I relate to. It's not meant as an insult to anybody, I promise. But yeah. I'm going to try and keep pressure going. How did we miss that person, eh? Alright, we're going over here. Pressure is very important. I think that there's probably a lot of things that would benefit this guy very well. She's already ran away. Of course, we're going to move over here now. What do you think you're doing? I actually don't really want you to be the person I go after. Generally. I have Rancor. There you go. Keep pressure up. Keep pressure up. Alright, we'll go after this guy now. We've got some pressure. There you go. And that's how you play him. Lots of people injured, lots of people not doing what they could be doing. They're healing. They're taking time. Doing things that, Alright, so I know that that guy is up there, probably. But these gens over here were getting worked on. I'm a little bit more interested right now in maybe slowing down the gen play. Everybody healed. Literally everybody was just healing themselves. Scratch marks. I thought I might have seen something back there. Where? See, that's weird. Does that make... The scratch marks have been changed, it feels. They feel like they're more wacky again. So there was a heal here. We're gonna go for the same guy. Primarily just to make sure we get pressure going. We keep pressure over here as well. We're gonna go back. Guess what, buddy? You're going back down. You're going back down. This guy does... I think that this guy is the kind of guy you do need to pressure pretty consistently on. Sometimes the very same person. Multiple times. I know that a lot of people hate that stuff. And I totally understand why. So... I get it there. I think the Tinker is another sort of one that would work well for him. Well, I want more. I want more. I want more. I want all the pressure. As much pressure as possible. Yep. Yep. Keep the pressure up. What the? Yeah, right. I'm just gonna leave you on the ground because I have Rancor. I'm not gonna worry about you for now. These are the kind of plays that I tend to make with this guy. You need to play a little bit differently with him. Rancor is powerful in general. We'll stick with this guy, not a problem there. Now I have Lightborn. I know, I took Lightborn off actually. Oh, you effed up, dude. You wanted that pallet slam, but guess what? You messed that one up, pal. Happy about that. That guy was picked up finally. We have the Rancor. I don't know. I think that they do know it by now. They should know it by now. That I have Rancor. Alright. We'll keep pressure up. I know this guy's actually dead on the hook. We have the chance for additional pressure now. So unfortunately, we're not making it all the way through. There you are. Just so you know, if ever you're looking to block a pallet, hide your face, hide the stain, and then swing through. The reason why you want to swing through is because if you all the way through to the other side, if you do that and they try to get a slam on you, you might block it. I've done that twice now, where I've swung through so completely that I ended up getting a nice, sexy block on the other side. We figured they might be going for that gen. Don't forget, it's important to keep this in mind. When you are, when you're going for gens, when you're going for people. All right, that's fine. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go back over this way. We're trying to guess as to where they may have gone. Hi, friend. Hi. Hide the stain, come back around. That's what people do. That's how you beat the pallets with any killer. You first gotta hide the stain. There's been some healing. We're gonna do some gen kicking. So not a particularly powerful perk build here that we have. It's okay. Discordance is very good with this guy because he benefits primarily from pressure. I don't think anybody could have possibly been on this gen recently because they just healed. Both of them did. So we're gonna pan out from here. We've got somebody. See, while you guys are both over on this side, and I've lost her. Hello? You again. Nope. We can try picking this up. Okay, so they don't have any, they don't have a decisive. We know that now. It's actually good that we know that. I try not to pick them up if I have Rancor early on in the game, but we've got a lot of pressure right now. We've got a huge amount of pressure, and it'll actually help us keep the pressure if we do what I just did. Now, that is annoying that they actually got that gen done, because it means that the hatch will spawn. Our likelihood of getting a perfect win is slightly reduced. I didn't remember if there wasn't a pallet there, so I swung through. I know there's not many pallets left. I know there's a pallet in here. But face one way, swing through another way. It is the chief way you're gonna get any lol. So somehow they're still doing this weird thing right now where if you hit them, yeah, you're not making that, buddy. We're gonna go around, we're gonna listen. The other person self-cared, which is annoying. Weakens our position considerably. It's better to have them injured. In fact, it's better to save the last person to go on the hook. You'd like it for them to be somebody who can't self-care. If we get a chance, we'll switch. Oh, they've killed themselves. The hatch hasn't spawned yet. I'm not, no way. I'm not letting you go. No. No. You can die. You can die. I'm taking my 4 kill. I earned that 4 kill. I'm taking it. I am taking it there, dude. I mean, you're lovely. but I'm taking that 4 kill. Try to go for packs of survivors with this guy. This individual, and that's a good place to start with them. If you find people on their own, don't be afraid to double hit. It slows. It gives them less time to heal. Try not to chase. You know, he's not really a chase individual, a chase kind of killer. It's more of a persistence killer here. Hide the red stain. That's something you can do with every killer though, and you'll do all right. I tend to see this killer as a middle kind of level killer. An upper and middle as soon as I get out. Huh? As soon as you get out of what? You found me, so I quit trying. I figured you were in that area. Yeah. You ran that way, and then you spent 30 seconds, 20 seconds healing, so you had to be around there. I checked there first because I was trying to hear you. I didn't hear you though. So I hung the other individual and went to where I thought you might be. A little bit of killer tip for you. Not bad. Good game.